All right guys, this is not going to be a how-to static balance, but just some considerations along the way. So obviously everyone's going to have a favorite side that they like to balance to. I feel like that is my left, and it also winds up making my right leg stronger because I wind up leaning the bike to the left, and then sometimes the left foot will come off the bike as well. So I got all that weight on my right foot, which is making my right quad stronger. Don't want to have imbalances, so definitely need to practice the other side as well. What I would say is even practice with one foot on only. So just practicing, seeing how much that counterweight makes a difference of keeping that leg out to the outside. In addition to that, when you first get on the bike, I usually try and get on slowly. So when I'm getting onto the bike, I'm just using my tiptoes, and then eventually I'll just slowly pick that foot up. Don't want to cause a big imbalance, so learning to static with one foot is definitely helpful. In the gravel or a little ditch, it keeps you from being able to turn your wheel further to the right, gives you more stability on that side. Similar to going static up against a rock, a wall, anything of that sort. Great way to first get into it. So with the engine off, you got normal static balance, no brakes applied. And you can see, I feel like it's a little more unstable. Wheels kind of rolling around forward and backwards. Definitely a difference in the suspension as you put on the front and rear brakes. The bike's not nearly as wobbly, and this is how you're gonna be doing it in an event or when the engine's on anyway, so definitely notice the difference practicing either way. All right, if your weight's farther forward, you're gonna get more reaction from the steering, which is gonna help as far as corrections. If your weight's further back, it's gonna be more stable, but the steering adjustments aren't gonna play as big a dividend. So it's good to practice both ways, especially usually static is used right before going up into an obstacle, so it helps to get your weight back, and knowing how to do that helps. In addition to seeing what difference it makes with your weight forward over your handlebars or back over your hips, also consider how high you're standing. With your knees almost locked, it is a different game for sure balancing than with your knees nice and bent. I find I'm way more stable in a slightly crouched position, but you can't take that to extremes. I didn't realize you could actually static sitting down onto the airbox, but that's possible as well. Not that that's really that practical, but definitely makes you use your arms for balance more than your ankles. You can even sit way down in it. You can get a little workout in here. All right, so getting comfortable using just one hand is definitely good practice for the ankles, getting the balance in there. And crazy as it might seem, balancing with no hands I thought would be impossible, but I'm using my shins to hug the airbox a little bit. And although it is hard, it's not impossible. And then lastly, as I have been working on hops, learning how to static with the wheel completely straight. I've seen pros do it. I thought it was basically impossible, but I'm actually starting to understand this a little bit more. And it has mostly to do with just your ankles and making quick adjustments.
Not to mention that oftentimes the bike is under a load. They'll be pushing into something or uphill or downhill, which all make a difference and make it easier to keep that wheel straight. All right, guys, you know the drill. Drop a comment below. Let me know if there's any new ways that you've learned to static balance. Thanks so much.